you hear a lot of complaints when organizing events.
Things will happen, but sometimes they say, "Oh, you didn't call me personally." I said, "This is not my daughter's wedding." Instead of come and offer your hand, you are blaming that, "Oh, you didn't get invitation and he didn't give me shake hand." Yeah. Any voluntary job is a thankless job.
You've been president of Weta, Temple Presidentship, AAA President. What motivates you, or where do you get that energy?
For some people, it's name and fame, and this kind of small cities, we can't expect name and fame.
Right.
It's just out of interest, and by default, if I see any opportunity to work, I will work.
Indian kids who are growing in the US, kind of tough to balance both the culture, right? The Western culture and Indian culture.
Thinking in your mother language is always different than thinking in foreign language. In the part of our VETA organization, we started that Silicon Andhras Manabadi. For 4 years, we ran that course for a home, and teachers also volunteer. So we used to go every weekend and teach kids that Telugu.
I've been reading what you have done, and I kind of stopped when I read that. You've personally helped like 12 plus families, through losing someone abroad, repatriation process. Talk to me about that.
Living abroad, life goes well, everything, you don't feel anything. But once these kind of things happen, so you don't know what to do, and that is grief is the first one. But dealing with this paperwork and embassy and these are things, and the language barriers, and these are all unimaginable. And then I thought, okay, if I get opportunity, so I want to help. There was a young couple, they just married. His parents visited. They have to go to California. Their flight got delayed via Las Vegas. Instead of waiting in the airport, they took a hotel. Morning 4:30 their flight, and 3:30 that guy got heart attack.
Is there a formal channel to reaching out to somebody?
Through organizations, sometimes they're very helpful, not blaming them, but nowadays they are more publicity stunts. Okay, one case comes, I get a call, then some other organization say, "Hey, I'm dealing with it." Then after that say, "Hey, no, some other organization is dealing it, don't touch that one." And what do you achieve? I mean, yeah, during these leadership years, that taught me that, okay, leadership is not about the titles, so it's about understanding and empathy and standing by the community when they need it the most.
What was your opinion about Las Vegas before coming here?
I really honestly never thought that there will be a common life here. So it's just a gaming city and people come and enjoy and live. But after coming here, yeah, I
Right.
learned, oh, okay. Even when I say friends that, oh, I'm in Las Vegas, they say, "Hey, what are you doing there? How long you stay there?" So nobody knows that there is a common life here.
Right. So you said, contributing to the community is something you've picked up from your family. So what really pulled you into, uh, actively participating or volunteering in these events, and then you grew yourself into leadership positions in such communities?
Yeah, volunteering. Yeah, as I said that by default, if I see any opportunity to work, I will work.
Mm-hmm.
But here, after coming here, one of my friend, he took me to that tennis tournament which VETA was conducting that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time I met VETA people. Then after that, I went to a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
So in that picnic, what happened was everybody busy enjoying and eating food. So suddenly, one small kid is under 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
I think 1.5 year.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a little pond, and he just went into the pond.
Oh.
So he was drowning.
Oh.
And luckily, there was one handicap person. He was sitting on the wheelchair and doing the fishing
Mm-hmm.
in that pond. Then he suddenly looked at me and he shouted, "There's a baby, baby." Then I saw under the water, I saw the hand, just fingertips.
Wow.
So without looking anything, I just jumped. And then after me jumping, her mom saw, and then she realized, and then she also jumped. Finally, we got all the baby, and he was doing fine.
Wow.
So that time they said, okay, this guy, it could have been very bad impact now for our organization. And that time I don't know whether we have insurance or not. So and also losing a life is not a joke.
Right. Yeah.
Then I said, okay, why can't we pull him in this organization? He will be the right fit. So that's how they thought of me, and they said, okay, we'll take him into the board.
Right.
So then I started. I joined in that board after 2 years. I came in 2012 end, and from 2014 I mean that
Right. So Veta was started in 2009, right?
2009.
How big a population would it require to start such organizations in a city?
I mean, when they started VETA here, there are hardly 300-400 families here.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought, okay, every time we are meeting on our own, so why can't we just start an organization?
Mm.
Because there was nothing in Vegas that time.
Right.
No other organizations also, except I think Friends of India might be there.
Uh-huh.
But for South Indian, there was no organization. So that's how a group of friends, just like this, sat in the home on the weekend and they started, okay, we are starting one. So that's how it started. And then now we have 2,000-3,000 families in Vegas. So
Mm.
last couple of years, it increased drastically. So I think this Credit One and a lot of other job companies
Right.
opened jobs. And
Yeah.
yeah, now, but as I said, for opening an organization, you don't need at least 100 people also good enough to start.
Yeah. No, because I asked this because when I see people like you who, after their day job in the evenings or in the on the weekends, um, you invest your time in organizing and getting all the community together,
Yes.
you know, and in return you're not expecting anything, you're not getting paid to do such things, what motivates you, or where do you get that energy in doing such events or organizing stuff?
I mean, for some people, it's name and fame.
Mm-hmm.
And for cities, these kind of small cities, we can't expect name and fame.
Right.
It's just out of interest, and you should have the interest to serve the community.
Did you see people who does this for name and fame?
A lot of organizations, they fight for the positions, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for that, it's like those organizations, it has glamour included.
Mm.
So they will get celebrities for their events, and then I said, okay, I want to be the next, and I want to be the top to stand next to them and take a picture and all those things.
Right.
But but yeah, organizations like us, these are very small, and we don't we encourage local talent only. We don't depend on celebrities. So
Right. Right.
if they come, that's well and good. But we don't even get that much budget to
Mm-hmm.
invite those people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only out of interest, and to a lot of people are there now too. They just want to do this community service, but they're not getting opportunities.
Right.
So if they can join in the organizations like VETA, local organizations, they will get an
Yeah.
opportunity to serve the community.
Yeah. Yeah. So is there a process to join such communities, or you just uh, get in touch and just start working?
No, just I mean, when you attend the events, so you just start helping them, and obviously you will get into their eyes, and or you can directly go and ask that, hey, I want to join and I want to do the service.
Mm.
So it's always open. There are no limited positions. So we need to have only 5 people or 10 people. So any number of people can be on
Right.
the board, and there is no roadblocks for serving community.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been president of Veta before, right? uh,
Yes.
for how long?
Uh, for VETA, I was 2 years as a vice president, and
Mhm.
then almost 7 years as a president.
Right. So when the board gets together in a room, what do you guys discuss? What is the common agenda? Let's say if I go to another board member right now and ask something, that board member says the same thing. What is that common goal or common thing you have?
We generally, for example, if you take for VETA, we used to plan like one event for annual event, and then one picnic,
Mm.
and then sports. So these three are the must things, and the community things. I mean the traditional things that we do, Batkama,
Mm.
and then Ugadi
Right.
and Sankranti.
Mm.
So these are the main events. So we will discuss on that one when the time comes, 2-3 months upfront. So we start planning for that, and
Mm.
then because since this is the small area and we don't get that many funds to do lavishly, so majority times we depend on the potluck. So luckily our Las Vegas sisters,
Yeah.
they are very nice, and every time we ask, within short time, within 1-2 days, they will say, okay, we will volunteer for the food, and they will supply the
Right.
trays of food for that event.
Yeah.
So that's how we are managing with low funds.
Mm-hmm. But
So,
So I've been part of the recent Weta annual event. I've when I see it from outside, I don't feel it is a low budget thing. It feels so grand. It's feels so properly organized. What goes behind organizing those seamless events?
It's just the board and the planning and the volunteer support we have.
Hmm.
So in the earlier we used to have less volunteers, but last 3 4 years, especially the UNLV youth and all the youngsters, they are coming forward and they are giving their hand.
Yeah,
So yeah, with their support only, we could able to do with the minimum budget.
yeah. So what's the next upcoming event from Weta?
Right now, yeah, in 3 4 months we don't have anything planned. So and we should give 2 months break and then start planning for the next year event.
Mm,
So
yeah.
because earlier we used to get only 2 300 people, but now for every event we are getting 6 700 people. So it requires a lot of planning and the crazy thing in Vegas is that getting the venue is the biggest pain. So
Mm.
so there are not many venues available for that size.
Is it because there are less auditoriums as such,
Less
or they're uh, booked in advance?
less auditoriums because we only have two library and the CSN.
Mm.
So and CSN is the school thing. So if they have any school events, then they don't rent to the outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Yeah.
library also, it's the only library with 400 capacity. So it will be booked for throughout the year. So if you want next year, you have to start this year.
Wow.
So and if you go to casinos, but they are high budget things. So
Yeah.
our total budget is 15,000, and the casino rent itself 20,000. So
Wow. Okay.
that's never going to work.
Yeah. What is your take on the influence that these community organizations are having to the kids? Who doesn't know the culture? How good you think is these are the best platforms to introduce the Indian culture to the kids who are growing here?
Yeah, that is the main motto for this organization.
Mm-hmm.
So to pass on the culture to the next generation. So that's the reason, even for our events, we encourage kids to participate. So they do the dances and all these stage shows and everything. So one thing is they know about the culture, and
Mm.
second thing they lose the stage fear. So and because they are performing in front of their own audience,
Right.
so obviously they will be brave and they don't have the stage fear.
Right.
So that will use them in their career.
Mm.
So and also we are doing these festivals, Navugadi, Sankranti, and when we get chance that we will during that festival, suppose if we prefer perform those in temple,
Mm.
so the priest will explain the significance of that festival,
Yeah.
so that with no option, kids going to hear that, and at least some point, few things they go into
Right.
their brain,
Right.
and even with that, the another important thing with that is they attend with the families, so they will get family times. Nowadays, it's nuclear families and wife and husband, they both work and kids go to school and
Right.
then play
Right.
school.
Right.
So spending togetherness is very short in their daytime.
Right.
So at least these events, along with them, along with other families, so many other Indians, so they spend together and they will exchange their ideas and the kids meet with each other.
Right.
There are so many opportunities attending this. So people think, oh, it's a once in a thing, who is going to go, but they don't know what they are missing
Yeah.
by missing these
Right.
events.
Yeah. True. So I always have this thought, like with the Indian kids who are growing in the US. I think it's kind of tough to balance both the cultures, right? The Western culture and Indian culture. As a parent, making sure that you're still giving the Indian culture while balancing out the Western.
Yes, that is very important because nowadays parents think that okay, my kid is talking in English, so he's so great, doing great, but that's not correct. So at home, try to make them talk in your mother language.
Mm.
So thinking in your mother language is always different than thinking in foreign language.
Yeah.
Like if you see that Chennai Suri and other Panchtantra,
Mm.
so you learn those stories. We grew up
Yeah.
hearing those stories, so we know the morals, and we always have a soft concern.
Yeah.
But if you take the English poems, it's just a poem.
Yeah.
So there are no sentiments, no feelings. So you don't learn anything from it. So I always encourage to teach them the mother tongue. So that's how even when they're speaking with their grandparents back in India, so if they talk in their mother tongue, they also feel happy because they are not well educated. Now most families,
Yeah.
I mean, recent families they're okay, but if I take my grandparents,
Mm,
at that
mm.
time there was no
Yeah,
education,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't expect them to speak in English.
Right.
So that's why even I taught my daughter full Telugu. She knows writing and reading. So
Oh, she knows how to write also.
yes,
Wow,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
In the part of our Vetar Nation,
Mm-hmm.
couple of years back, we started that Silicon Andhras Manabadi.
Mm.
So we started in Vegas too. So
Wow.
a lot of kids attended at that time, but after that, it became tough to organize that one.
Mm.
Then the Tana they started that Patasala, that online courses.
Mm-hmm.
So then we moved to online. So I lost touch in that one. Otherwise, yeah, for 4 years we ran that course here. So we borrowed a home, and then teachers also volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to go every weekend and teach kids that Telugu.
Wow. Do the kids resist? They grew up with the American kids, and then when you ask them to sit and learn the Telugu or Tamil or the local language, do they resist or?
I mean, kids usually they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said that I learned watching my parents.
Right.
So I'm doing this service based on what they did in their life. So they didn't teach me anything, but I just grew up watching them.
Yeah.
Similarly, what you are doing at home, your kids will follow that one. So if wife and husband speak in Telugu,
Yeah.
obviously the kid will speak in Telugu only.
True.
Of course, they will have American influence because how much time they spend with us.
Yeah.
Morning after getting up 1 hour, and evening before sleeping 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
But rest of the time they are spending with the school and American community.
Yeah.
So obviously they'll have more influence. But as a parent, we have to balance that gap, and then at least we insist. Nobody says no.
Yeah.
If you talk in Telugu, they will answer in English, but they understand. That is the important thing.
Right.
So
Right.
whatever you are telling them, they are understanding, even though they are replying in English.
Yeah.
So that itself is a 20% achievement as a parent.
Right.
Slowly they will get into that. And if they get the friends and if they go to these events, then everybody talk in Telugu or whatever language in that event is.
Yeah.
So slowly they will come. So then they will learn the culture, and they don't forget our roots.
Right. Yeah.
So otherwise it will be totally gone.
Do you think this generation will take over the Veda leadership and then keep moving forward? Do you think they're willing to do it, or?
Definitely, yeah. Now, as I said, that when we did organization, you must have noticed at last event that all the kids only,
Yeah.
even they want to do the anchoring.
Right.
So we insist them, okay, you have to anchor in Telugu only. They
Mm.
said, okay, they learned, and
Wow.
they somehow managed. Next generation is coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what, so far I've seen the kids from the members' families. So because the members are doing, they are seeing their parents and they want to come up and do the same thing.
Right. Right.
So the chain will go on. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, we have to give them opportunity and encouragement. So definitely they will come on.
Right.
Because when I did 7 years, it's I never find anybody to take from me.
Mm.
So that time I had another opportunity also to, I couldn't able to manage. Then
Mm-hmm.
I requested, and finally the beautiful ladies, they come and took over from me, and now they are doing excellent job
Yeah. Yeah.
keeping up the same spirit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And uh, was it the temple presidentship the other opportunity, or is it different?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, while I was doing this VETA, I got opportunity to be a president for the temple, Hindu temple, for 2 years.
How different is that?
That's a total different ball game, and
Uh-huh.
and it's this one is only 3 times or 4 times a year that some events or picnic or something.
Hmm.
But the temple is never ending. It's
Right.
every day's job. So, and there were so many festivals, and as a president, I have to be there, and you know that I live on the other side of the city, and
Right.
it's 40 minutes for me to go and
Yeah.
40 minutes to come, and yeah, it was a little hectic,
Hmm.
but it's like serving the God. Now you once in a lifetime you get that opportunity, so I don't want to miss that one.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that time the temple also was in some problems
Hmm.
due to some local politics, and also there was so many disturbances and people stopped coming to the temple.
Oh, okay.
So that time they requested me, okay, since you have a lot of community relations, so it would be better if you come and take this position. So then I was kind of succeeded. So now people start coming, and for every puja, there are at least 200-300 people attending, and
Yeah.
it is in good shape now.
What are the typical responsibilities as a president of Hindu temple?
That is also giving organizing these pujas. There will be different committees for that. So then we have to plan what kind of pujas this year happening and anything new we can do, or invite any spiritual guest to give some lectures.
Right.
So all those things, and then the temple basic management and the building maintenance and all those things.
And then you were also part of AAA now, AAA president.
Yes.
So what is the difference between these different community organizations, AAA, Veta?
Wait, AAA, it's a Andhra Pradesh American Association.
Right.
So after the states bifurcated, there are separate organizations for Telangana, and there are common uh,
Mm.
organizations, but no organization for Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
So this guy Hari Motpalli, he just wanted to start one nationwide organization, and he started opening the branches in different cities.
Right.
Then he came to know that I'm already working with Veta for a long time, so he said, okay, it will be a better opportunity. And also working with a national organization, so you get more flexibility and more funding. So that is the reason last year when they launched that one, we could able to do that Koti's music concert.
Right.
Yeah, with our funds, we couldn't able to achieve that one, but that was my plan from long time that, okay, we need to do a big event for our local community.
Right.
So through AAA, I was able to do that. So yeah,
Right.
that was a big success. Technically, they do the same things. I mean, all these organizations, the motto is to service the community.
Right.
But yeah, that's a national one. So we don't do the regular things that VETA does. Usually, they are planning to do more community service for non-Indian communities. So they want to donate some um, the food and charities.
Okay.
Those kind of things, along with one national event. So yeah, but yeah, my heart is with the Beta only. So
Yeah. I've been reading what you have done, and I kind of stopped when I read that. You've personally helped like 12 plus families. Through losing someone abroad, repatriation process. Talk to me about that. What? Uh, h- First of all, when you get those calls asking for help, how do you process those emotions and then go forward and help?
yeah, it was real tough, and yeah, during these leadership years, that taught me that, okay, leadership is not about the titles. So it's about understanding and empathy and standing by the community when they need it the most.
Right.
So that's why I don't want to limit myself to just doing the event organization. So when I heard this one first time, one of my close friend and is the one of the founder member for Veta. His name is Vijay. So he passed away. Until that time, I was very scared to go and see the people because we never seen. I mean, in my childhood, I saw my grandparents and all, but after that, then that was the first time I saw close by someone lying down without life. So that time I was so scared, and but the family is in miserable condition. They couldn't do anything. So I said, okay, somebody need to step forward and do the things for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
So that's how we started. And then I was also part of, after that incident, the organization that, he's from Tana. I forgot the name, but he started his own organization, like serving these kind of things. So he took care of all those formalities. Then I watched him closely doing everything, and then I learned some subject on that one. So then I thought, okay, living abroad, life goes well, everything, you don't feel anything. But once these kind of things happen, so you don't know what to do, and that is grief is the first one, but dealing with this paperwork and embassy and these are things and the language barriers and these are all unimaginable. And then I thought, okay, if I get opportunity, so I want to help these kind of things. So that's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
I was also part of the Ata Seva.
Mm-hmm.
So any these kind of things happens, there is a group that if anything happens in Las Vegas, they will approach me and then I will take care of those things. And
Mm-hmm. So what is the general process like?
when I hear that one, so my thing is that since it is local and they are in too much grief, so you can call them and tell them to do things, but that doesn't
Yeah.
solve their issue. So as long as time permits, I just personally go and then
Mm-hmm.
I will stay with them and I will try to help removing their pain, at least some
Mm-hmm.
sort of pain. So,
Right.
so the moment I get call, first I have to talk to US Embassy.
Okay.
So I'll make calls likely last in the SFO.
Mm-hmm.
The consulate general is Srikar Reddy Kopula.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very nice gentleman, and whenever I call him, and he'll just take the call, and then he will provide whatever assistance he can do.
Mm-hmm.
So paperwork side, the embassy will take care of it.
Okay.
Usually, the people think that U.S. embassy here, I mean Indian embassy, they don't work and they like the Indian type of
Yeah.
services, but that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So in our consulate office in San Francisco, as well as recently they opened in Los
Yeah.
Angeles too.
Yeah.
So they are very nice. And even though it is weekend, Saturday, Sunday doesn't matter. So whenever they get call for these kind of emergencies, they will assign somebody and make sure that all the paperwork get done and delivered immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing. And then locally, unlike India, we cannot keep the deceased person at home. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to be in a funeral home.
Right.
So we have one a funeral home. I usually go to him every time.
Mm-hmm.
So that guy, he knows the Indian formalities.
Mm-hmm.
So and he knows the time constraints also. So usually the process will take 10 to 15 days, and sometimes it will take 20 days. And you know how painful it is
Yeah.
for them loved ones to wait from India. So, so
Wow.
these kind of things, I coordinate with the paperwork with that funeral home and then getting the death certificate and everything.
Mm.
So once everything is ready, then we need to arrange the flight, cargo flight to India. So yeah, so I'll handle all those logistics for them.
Wow. I mean, doing this once or twice is okay, but you've done this multiple times. How do you carry all those emotions? You have to console the family side, also take care of the
Uh,
logistics side.
I know, yeah, consoling the family is the toughest thing. So because one time, one instant, I can never forget that one. There was a young couple.
Mm-hmm.
They just married, 2 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and her, his parents visited, and they were roaming all over, and they have to go to California from New York. They are flying, and I think their flight got delayed via Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, okay, instead of waiting in the airport, they took a hotel and they stayed there. Morning 4:30, their flight, and 3:30, that guy got heart attack.
Wow.
So imagine their condition. That she's a newly married one, and she's very young, and the parents came from India for a visiting, and they don't know anything. And there was guy uh, lying down on the floor in front of them, so they don't know what to do. So luckily, from the internet, I don't know how they found, so they got my number. So I got a call at 8 o'clock, and immediately I told my manager I had an emergency. So
Mm.
I have to thank my IGT managers that they allowed me to go and
Right.
do the things for in between time. So then I went there, and yeah, they were in a miserable condition. And luckily, I'll show my affection, and out of affection, I'll show little control over them. So I tell them seriously that, okay, you are not supposed to cry. So if being an adult, if you cry, imagine that young girl. So all those things I tell, and then I coordinated with the doctors. Luckily, the our doctor friends, Telugu friends.
Hmm.
So if we tell them which mark he is in, the marchery he is in, so they will immediately call and find the update for us.
Hmm.
So they extend their hand to us for these kind of things. So like since then I followed them, and then I coordinated with the paperwork with the embassy and all. But sometimes if their loved ones are together, that's fine. But if they are not there, then these authorities, they don't talk to the outsiders. Even though I'm from the organization or individually, they don't care. So they need to be a family representative.
Right.
So in those cases, I will request the embassy that this is the situation, and immediately they will assign one employee.
Hmm.
So they will coordinate to the local authorities, and then they will pass on the information to us.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, these are, I know, tough situations, but imagine their condition. And I always think that if I am in that shoes, what should I expect? What I expect from others. So imagine that, and then I will try to do my level best to.
Yeah.
We cannot fill their gap, but at least until they reach to India, so I'll take responsibility and I'll do the end-to-end job.
Yeah, because I've been seeing lately a lot of GoFundMe pages. I mean, almost like 2 or 3 a week.
Yes.
Is there a formal channel? Since these incidents are happen multiple times, is there a formal channel to reaching out to somebody and
Um,
taking care of the processes?
there are actually, I mean, GoFundMe, they can do, anybody can do on their own. Usually, I don't involve in the financial matters. I only help
Right.
the
Yeah.
logistics, and for that also, there are these organizations. But only one problem with these organizations is they don't do personally. I mean, they do like a job. So sometimes the information goes all around, and if they want to keep the confidentiality, it is not possible with the organizations.
Hmm.
So for me, I don't care. So I don't want to tell anybody that I did this. So I just help them, and I'll keep their privacy safe. And
Yeah.
but this through organizations, sometimes they're very helpful. Not blaming them, but sometimes nowadays I'm seeing that they are more becoming a publicity stunt. So okay, one case comes, I get a call. Then some other organization say, hey, I'm dealing with it. Then after that, say, hey, no, some other organization is dealing it. Don't touch that one. So I
Wow.
said, dude, you are helping them. Why do you fight yourself? And what do you achieve? I mean,
Yeah.
do they
Exactly.
give next presidency or what? You have to do out of humanity, not for any name and fame.
I mean, hearing all of this, and it makes me wonder what people think uh, outside the community they don't see. You hear a lot of complaints when organizing events, and they don't see what happens behind the scenes. When you hear such complaints, when you especially when you put a lot of effort in organizing such things, what do you think? Do you ever feel like giving up?
A lot of times it happens because any voluntary job is a thankless job.
Yeah.
So no matter how hard you do, nobody appreciates, but you'll get all the blames. So when you are committed for community service, you have to understand that okay, you don't get any positives, you only get negatives.
Hmm.
So, but if it is a constructive criticism, then we will accept and we will take. But because see, if it is an organization, you can fire employees, but this is voluntary.
Yeah.
So you promise that you're going to help me, but you get some other emergency that time, and you don't show up. So I cannot point out you promised me and you didn't come because it's a volunteer job. Similarly, for organization also, a lot of things there because no one is experienced. Everybody wants to just spend their time, their precious time serving this community, and things will happen. But sometimes they say, "Oh, you didn't call me personally." I said, "This is not my daughter's wedding. This is a community. Instead of come and offer your hand, you are blaming that you didn't get invitation." So such kind of things will happen. There are always 5-10% of commenting people in every organization and every event. Even if you call for your birthday, also people people don't like everything. No, the food is not good, and he didn't give me shake hand. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you consider all those things, you cannot move forward. So I'll just ignore all those. I mean, if it is constructive criticism,
Yeah.
we will take and try to improve that in the next time because After the event, entire team members will meet and we'll discuss what happened and why that happened, why this not happened.
Mm.
So what to do best in the for the next event. So that's the keep learning things. No? So no one is experienced and does events in India.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
I mean, we don't need to worry about that. So
Yeah. Yeah. So in your like 13, 14 years of serving the community, how did Telugu community in Vegas evolve back then when you first came to Vegas and now?
yeah, as I said, that time, even if we go and personally invite people, that time also we used to get 180 to 200 people.
Mm.
So that time not many families also there, and especially those people who doesn't have kids, they don't show interest because unless their kids perform or it's
Right.
the same interest. So, but now the community increased, and yeah, we have a very good, overwhelming response. And because of the venue limitations, we are cutting down the people.
Mm.
So we have so many channels, but we are publicizing in only a few channels.
Right.
Because if we publicity in all the channels, then we can't manage that many people. So yeah, I'd like to say sorry to the community, but
No, yeah.
Vegas limitations
Right.
due to venue
Yeah.
limitations only. A lot of people saying, "Oh, we didn't even know about that event." I said, "No, we broadcasted in these areas." He said, "Oh, sorry, we are not there."
Mm.
I said, "Okay,
Yeah.
next time we will include."
So what makes you know Las Vegas Telugu community different from the other Telugu communities in other cities?
Other cities, because they are desperate, they
Mm-hmm.
don't have any opportunity. So if some event comes up, so that is the only option for them to get together.
Right.
But our Las Vegas is different. So this is like a party city. So anytime anybody will have their own friends and guests, and they'll be busy, occupied with some other things.
Right.
Even though in that busy schedules, they are making time to attend our events. So that is very nice of our local community. Because when you have no opportunity, you attend. That's okay. But even though you have the other things, but you stop them and you coming to this event means that much importance they are giving to this beta.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, we are not like just for Telugus. No? I mean, from the beginning, we used to include the Kannada people, Tamil people, and they all come and they perform and they do things.
Yeah.
Only thing they are not in the board. If they're okay, they can also come and join. But yeah, we are very friendly with all other communities, and
Yeah.
yeah, we want to make them that we are all one. It's outside of India, we are all Indians.
Right.
So
Exactly.
if we are in India, okay, you can fight. You are from this state, I'm from that state. But after coming to USA, we are all just Indians outside the India. So
Yeah. Well said. What's wild to me? You do all these things, but it's almost zero online presence for you. Is that intentional? Why you don't share it intention? You don't share the things you do online. Is that intentional?
yeah, yeah, I just said that
Right.
I'm just doing out of my own interest.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not against that, but yeah, I don't want to even when I meet somebody also, I say I am from AAA or I am from Beta, but I never say that I'm the president of these things. So
Yeah.
I don't feel proud of the titles.
Mm.
I just feel proud of what I am doing and how much service I am doing to my community.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So when you spend all this time outside your house, do you hear complaints from your kids or wife on not spending enough time with them?
yes, when you are in community service, you always have this problem. You have to balance. On this note, I would like to thank my wife and my daughter. They are very understanding. Because a lot of times we plan something for that weekend, and then some emergency comes for me, and I said, "Okay, dude, I'm not coming this time. We'll do next time."
Right.
So initially they used to get disappointed, and then they said, "Okay, he's like this only," and they left me. And yeah, I should give a big thank for the family support
Yeah.
for anyone in this matter.
Yeah.
So without family support, we cannot spend these many hours outside the home.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That says without such support in the house, you wouldn't be here doing all these things all for these many years. Yeah.
Yes, I also would like to thank my family back in India because my brothers and sisters, they are taking care of my parents
Mm.
very well. That is the reason I am living here peacefully. Otherwise, if they are not in good hands, then my worry will be how they are, and in this old age, how they are getting on. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, family support is more important for more than anything for
Won-
these kind of services.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. So with everything you have built so far and everything you have carried, where are you putting your energy now? Yeah, at this point of time in your life.
Actually, I want to create the structured system for this kind of life crisis, so
Mm-hmm.
that no one has to go these paperwork and other sufferings along with their family loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working on it. So then that they'll have some information, so they can contact anybody in our organization, and
Mm.
they can get the same kind of help of what I'm doing now. So yeah, we need to become strong as a community. Otherwise, in this current scenarios, yeah, it is very important for all Indian community to come together and
Yeah.
be united.
Yeah. Yeah. So, on the closing note, what would you say to someone who is interested in serving the community and but doesn't know how? Where can one start?
They can contact any of our members.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they have to come with a clear mind that, okay, I'm not expecting anything, I'm just but serving.
Yeah.
So if you expect anything, you always get disappointment. But if you don't expect and do things, if you get credit, well and good. Otherwise, there is nothing to lose. So always have a service mind.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this has been a real conversation. Thank you for showing up and sharing all your experiences. This was wonderful talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here. At least my experiences will inspire one or two, and that will be a great achievement for
Absolutely.
me.
You have done a lot of things. I think uh, I'm glad I was able to put this out in the world. All the things you have done. Thank you for doing all the things. Yeah.
Thank you, Hari. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.